What investments should U.S. expats avoid while living in France? Cedric.
Yeah, I think one thing that I see often, assurance vie in France. It's a great tax deferred investment, but yeah, for Americans, it's not tax deferred in the U.S. So most of the investments inside of it, you're going to see mutual funds, ETFs, foreign ETFs. So then it's a problem in the U.S. So when you file taxes, you have some issues, and it can cost a lot of money. So I would say this is the main thing that I see that I keep seeing over and over. And typically Americans are not allowed to open them, but some firms offer it anyway. I have clients that are French and American, and they go to a bank and they forget to mention that they're American. So then they open assurance vie thinking that it's totally fine, and then they start looking at the impact when you file taxes in the U.S. and it's not tax deferred in the U.S. So then that's an issue. So yeah, so any foreign mutual fund ETF that's not a U.S. investment, you're going to have some issues with the IRS in the U.S. So you want to pay attention to that.
Right, and to get more specific from a U.S. point of view, it can be potentially a bit toxic, right? An assurance vie could potentially be a PFIC. Are we correct in saying that?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because most of the investments are going to be PFIC. Yeah, those passive foreign investment corporation. Those like investments that you want to avoid, they're going to be inside assurance vie. So the assurance vie is tax deferred in France, which is great, but since it's not tax deferred in the US, then you don't really have much benefit of having it. So I would say, yeah, that's one of the investment that I see over and over that, most people forget to file taxes and to declare it in the US. So after 10 years, you could have penalties, interest, so it's something to avoid. So if you can plan ahead, don't open an assurance vie. It's not good for you as an American. Yeah.
Right. And just to provide clarity for those who may not be familiar with what a PFIC is. So as Cedric mentioned, it stands for Passive Foreign Investment Company. And it was a designation created under the 1986 Tax Reform Act, I think under President Reagan. And it was a response to U.S. domestic financial institutions who complained that U.S. taxpayers could invest in basically foreign mutual funds and obtain tax advantages. So they found it unfair. So it not just leveled the playing field, but it created somewhat punitive tax treatment for those U.S. taxpayers who invest in foreign mutual funds. So specifically looking at Code Section 1291, 1296, 1297. So you can be called upon to market, and you have to pay tax on unrealized gains. So that for an investor, that is really a pain point. You're paying tax on gains that you have not yet realized. So you're paying tax on phantom income. So we're not saying don't invest in it, but just be aware that there will be punitive tax consequences to doing so. And so we definitely suggest that you get advice before proceeding on that one.
So if you're a 6, 7, or 8-figure investor, entrepreneur, or business owner who needs a tailor-made solution from a qualified team of professionals, we can help you achieve the international lifestyle, the freedom, and even the tax savings you're looking for. Visit us at htj.tax and live that international life.